where do we go from here? For most of you, I think the important takeaway is that if you are doing anything online these days, you're a little bit interested in business and how things are going in the world, then I am sure you were not able to avoid the OpenAI saga, especially on X. Some people get great joy and pleasure about following the evolution of everything that's happening. I'm going to break this down a little bit for you in as few words as possible, right? Because I know not everybody is super interested in this, but it is an interesting drama that is happening for sure. We have a company, OpenAI, that has produced ChatGPT, something that has conquered the world, and that is definitely, in my opinion, a widespread technology, OpenAI being the first company that has made AI widely available to anyone in the world with an internet connection. And I think it is worth talking about it, right? Because there's just so much power that this company has. There's just so much responsibility also that the company has, because literally the working world has changed its ways of doing what it is doing, right? I, for example, in my company have made sure that all of my employees have a subscription to ChatGPT, because it is just so important for everyone to be more productive and more efficient and also more creative. So AI, I'm a huge proponent, and right now AI is going through a little bit of a tough time, because maybe there are similarities between AI and supersonic air travel, the Concorde, right? Sometimes the times are just not quite yet ready for this amazing technology. And as the Concorde has still not come back to commercial air travel, even though we would all love to be able to be in, fly from New York to London in just a fraction of the time that it takes today, right? Okay, but I digress. Let's talk about what happened. So essentially, the CEO and founder of the company OpenAI is a guy named Sam Altman, and he was unexpectedly fired by the board. And that caused, of course, a huge ruckus, and it came very, again, unsuspectedly. And it just was a shock to anyone who also is a founder of a company. Anyone who is a CEO has that fear somewhere that what if this happens, right? It can happen to anyone once you open yourself to outside board members and investors and all of that. Typically when companies grow, a lot of you might not be in that situation. So what happened though, upon firing Sam Altman, something really cool happened is that a lot of the employees decided to stand with their original founder and CEO. So we saw an exodus of employees and backlash from investors. And that was a very powerful move. Specifically, another co-founder, Greg Borkman, also left OpenAI after the CEO was fired, and I think nobody expected that. But moreover, nobody really expected that so many employees would side with their CEO, which is really a great testament to why it is so important for CEOs to care about their employees, right? Because when hostile things happen within the company and you have your team at your side, then it's really very difficult. You're in a strong position, and it's difficult for those people that want to take over. They're literally, this is like the power in numbers at action here. Actually, we are November 22nd in the morning, and as far as I know, let me look at the tweet here. Yes, OpenAI tweeted, "We have reached an agreement in principle for Sam Altman to return to OpenAI as CEO with a new initial board of Brad Taylor, Larry Summers, and Adam D'Angelo." As you can see, the power of being liked by your workforce, of having treated them well, is incredible, because I don't think that anyone could have expected this. But really, for how long is this going to be true? That is to be seen. Again, this video is recorded on November 22nd, and nobody really knows right now what is for sure. But I sure do hope, as a CEO, that Sam is back in his seat and he can continue focusing on producing a high quality tool for the world, really. So one thing that is very interesting is that Microsoft offered jobs to OpenAI employees and indicated interest in acquiring OpenAI technology and talent as soon as everything went downhill. Now, Microsoft has a huge stake in OpenAI. I believe they hold 49% interest. I have a little bit of a suspicion that this all really plays into favor of Microsoft, and who knows to what extent they maybe were pushing this decision, right? Because as you may know, Microsoft has its own AI called Bing, and also for the corporate environment, Copilot. And I don't know if it has ever really taken off, gained traction as much as OpenAI's ChatGPT has. I don't think so. I haven't seen that much, and I believe it would have helped them if that quote-unquote competition, even though they have and still have a huge stake in it, had gone away, right? Their stock, by the way, benefited hugely from this little drama going on there. That just shows that the shareholders of Microsoft understand that when ChatGPT and OpenAI is in trouble, it's good for Microsoft, right? But again, Sam is hired again, and it looks like we are back on track to having this company continue doing its great mission that it is. By the way, in case you were curious, 700 out of 770 employees threatened to quit after Altman's ousting. So that just shows you again the power of being likable, right? It shows you the power of something that I care a lot about, and that is personal brand. Personal brand shows the world, who are you as an individual? Who are you as an individual? What are your thoughts, your ethics? What do you care about in life? How do you do business? How do you treat people, right? And when then something as hostile as this happens to you, you may have a lot of people backing you up. And that is very important. And people always ask me, by the way, how can I work on my personal brand? And I actually have dedicated a huge part of my entrepreneurial activities towards teaching that, together with an expert in the field. Her name is Shanae Moray, and you can go to yougrow.club, yougrow.club, to find out more about that if you're interested. So now the question is, where do we go from here? For most of you, I think the important takeaway is that you should not give up on AI. I repeat, you should not give up on AI, even if that is ChatGPT right now. There are other alternatives. There's Claude. There is something called Pi. So there's of course Bing. There's Copilot for those of you in the corporate space. So the important part is, let all this drama play out. Most likely for you, what matters is that you embrace artificial intelligence to be a better, more efficient, more creative, more educated, faster leader, employee, professional in general. I think is very important because what you learn when working with artificial intelligence is a way of working with it, is a way of leveraging it. It's like a hammer that you now have, and you can get work done with the hammer, right? And whether the hammer is from the brand OpenAI, Microsoft, Claude, Anthropic, all of these brand names, there's slight differences in the hammers, and one might even be better than the other one. One company that produces them might go out of business, but the importance is that you know the tool, you know how to use it, and you continue to use it. Please don't give up on artificial intelligence. Don't be overly cautious either, right? Be cautious. Don't put confidential information into these tools, but also don't drive this to an extent where you are depriving yourself and your company from its power. For instance, will not do this. AI literally has helped me produce this very video because I was able to read a very long conversation or transcribe a very long conversation about the happenings, and then AI helped me to distill that into the bullet points that you see here on the side of your screen. All right, that's it for today. By the way, I have committed to really speaking a lot more on long form video. Most likely you'll see this on YouTube, and you'll see short snippets on other platforms. If you like what I have to say, leave me a comment, subscribe, and that's it for now.